It's that kind of a day, folks. A little reggae on a Friday. Just got my son having a green smoothie. Life is good. Thought I would finish up the week by talking about fat today. I get that question a lot. People ask me how much fat I take in, what kind of fat I take, and just different questions about fat. So I'll do a little quick one today. Once again, just talking about my diet and what I do with it. I tend to, I'll break up I go to the States every 3 months to visit my mom. Partially for immigration stuff, but also partially because my mom's 85 now, had a birthday yesterday, and just getting on up there. So I go up every 3 months. So I kind of, when I come back down and I have 3 months until my next visit, I kind of break my time down into those segments. And I do things based on those time frames. In other words, what I'm saying, when it comes to fat, I'll say something very cryptic here to begin, and you'll probably understand a little bit later as the video goes on. When it comes to fat, I'm Baby Bear. I'm Baby Bear. Usually when I first get back from the States, I eat cooked food when I go to the States. I eat some cooked food. I eat higher fat. I have a couple of fatty meals that are kind of like my nice little guilty pleasures that I eat. And just when I first get back from the States, I feel like I just need to lighten up. Like I say, continuing to pound that message that I've been pounding this past week about listening to my body. Just my body generally leads me when I get back down here after one of my trips to the States. And I've done this the last 2 times. Well, we'll just go with this time, what I've done this last 3-month period. And I'll be leaving for the States again in 3 weeks. So, first got back. I did a week of no overts. I didn't have avocado with my meals. I didn't have coconut during the day, and I didn't add any seeds to my smoothies. Okay, now the last time, I will jump back to the last period of 3 months that I'd come back from the States. I actually went with no overts for about 3 weeks or so. This time I didn't want to go that low fat for that long, so I went 1 week, no overts. I would say the second week through the 4th or 5th week, I added the seeds back in, and I would have seeds. I would have usually hemp seeds in my first green smoothie, and I would have chia seeds in my second green smoothie, usually about a tablespoon and a half of hemp seeds, and then about 2 teaspoonfuls of chia seeds. And for weeks 2 through 4 or 5, I would have that every day during the week, and then I would have an avocado on Saturday. So for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th week of the first month that I was back, or the first 4 weeks, I was having avocado once a week added in there. Now once we got into the 2nd month, I eased up on that even a little bit more. I had some data. Well, then I got, let me see if I can keep my time frame straight, how long ago. Not quite yet until I was going down on my trip. But I think after that one, going into about the 2nd month, since then I've probably had avocado. I've been doing the same thing with my seeds during the day, and I've had avocado maybe twice a week. One of the weeks I had it 3 times. So the point I'm getting at is I'm kind of fluid with my fat intake. I don't take a number and I don't stick to it all the time. And to be quite honest with you, I couldn't even give you a number because that's just not my style, not how I roll. Not knocking it. I recommend that to a lot of people, but I'm just not the kind of guy that's going to write down my food during the day and go to Chronometer and tick, and what do the numbers say? Ooh, look at me, I hit 8.7% fat today, so I'm good. It's just kind of I just have to guesstimate it the best I can. So I don't think I ever go really high. And also too, I'm not fanatic about getting certain amount, hitting certain percentages every day. I'm more into the big picture. I tend to look at the forest instead of the trees, whereas most people miss the forest for the trees. So yeah, there might be a day that I break the rules. There have been a few days that I, had seeds in both of my smoothies, had an avocado for dinner, and then one night, I generally do this, I don't know why, I'm getting less and less where I'm really all that interested in nuts, but about once a month, now it's becoming more like once every 2 months, I'll have a Saturday night or something, and I'm watching a video, or just, I don't know, I almost deem it kind of a special occasion night, and I got I'm like, yeah, I can give up some fat, and I eat some more nuts. So I do remember one day, like about a week or so ago, where I did that. Had my seeds in my smoothies, I had avocado at night, and I had nuts afterwards while I was watching a movie. Big deal. One day, it was off the charts. Or not even off the charts, but just, higher than what I normally do. I don't generally eat oil. I'll eat a little oil. I'm not a fanatic. It's not like, oh, I'll never touch it. I'm not one of those that's in the clubs of like just being able to say, I never eat oil. Y'all like y'all's nevers and your always. I don't deal in never and always. Sometimes I go back to the States and I don't have something around the house at night, or I just feel like having some oil for a change. In general, I don't use oil. I don't use healthy oil. I don't ingest oil. I'm not going to go into those arguments. If you don't want to use oil, don't use oil. But please don't drag out your crusty old granddaddy that lived to 97 or 98 and ate a lot of oil. I get that from time to time. Somebody will always bring somebody out of the closet that did whatever during their lifetime, and they thrived anyway. So that is their that is their end all be all. If Granny lived to 97 and ate that olive oil, it's good for us all. I don't need oil. I don't need oil. I don't do oil. You can look into stuff like that. You can look into I don't even remember if I'm saying the right ones, how they affect the endothelial cells on the interior of the arteries. I believe that is the endothelial cells, but I just don't do it. My views, I'm always going to probably ride that roller, I call it a small roller coaster because I don't go way up and way down. My views just generally are, I'll never go that ultra low for very long. Like I remember when I did it that one period and everybody was telling me, oh, you better get some overt fat. It was just for a little period of just kind of keeping, flushing it out because, yeah, I just don't believe in that extreme low fat for long periods of time. I don't want that old man skin. I think that leads to stuff like I've seen with old people. Like my dad had it. I've had a friend that lived in a place where I lived in San Jose that had it. He barely could rate anything. Barely anything touching him and his skin would break and he would have a sore on his arm. So I think that's what that extreme low fat does for the skin. And, I don't know, maybe the hair can survive it a little bit better. The brain, I think my brain needs a little bit more fat. But once again, don't go exaggerating my words there. When I say a little bit higher fat, I would probably say I'd never go higher than 12 to 15% fat, and that would probably be for shorter periods of time. I'm going to, you guys know, you hear me talk about betting sometime. I'm a betting man. If you put a gun to my head and told me I had to bet, I would bet you that if you put together if you averaged it out over the course of the year, that I would be very close, around 10%. I would probably hit very close to that 10% mark. But once again, it's just another, I don't think I would like to do that. I don't think I would like to just through the whole year, just have a steady line of eating the same amount of fat every day, every week, week in, week out. I mean, our bodies ask for different things at different times for different reasons. And I feel like, if they're not asking us for something unreasonable, we indulge them. Anyhow, hope you guys like this video. If you like it, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And like I say, things like this, people have asked me questions. If you want to know anything else about what I'm better at telling you what I do personally than getting into deep explanations and scientific explanations, because like I say, for my whole thing, I pretty much am the science experiment. And that's where I get my data from more than learning things and being able to tell you cerebrally. So I love those kind of questions. If you want to ask anything about what I'm eating, what I'm doing, how much of this, or blah, 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 feel free to ask, and I'll be happy to talk about it. Anyhow, have a lovely weekend, and I will see you again tomorrow. Peace.